And after you leave a like, remember to smash the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel as yet. And remember to hit the notification bell so every time I post a video, you can know right away. Subscribe, 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 subscribe.
What's up, my YouTube friends, viewers, subscribers, everybody? Welcome back to another banger motivational video. And the topic for today is competitive versus competition. A lot of people, they get this concept mixed up, but it's the same thing, but it's different at the same time. So with that being said, is being competitive versus being in competition. Like if somebody's your competitor or if somebody's in competition with you, a lot of people think it's similar, but it's actually not. Once you think about it and you break it down, it's actually not. And this is why I am here. So it's the same thing, being competitive or being in competition. It's the same thing because people are competing against you. So competitive is when somebody know exactly what they're doing and it's their strong suit where they are as smart as you are, which means whatever area that you pick, whatever you're doing, they're also doing the same thing, and they're not being competitive in order to destroy you. They're trying to like match you. It's almost the same like how businesses or fast foods or places have promotion or they have something going on, and then all of a sudden you see other competitors, they have new things going on at the same time as them. That's how it is. They're not trying to run you out of business, they're just trying to make more money than you. Well, if you think about it, it's similar. If somebody's trying to make more money than you, no, they're not trying to run you out of business. Just not to stop there and think for a second. And being in competition is when you're doing something and somebody's doing the same thing what you're doing only because you're doing it, so they're doing it. That's how a person is in competition. So if a person is competitive, like I say, so for an example, if you are track and field star, or if you can run very fast, right? And then somebody else who's in the exact same area as you, if they're racing you, then they're being competitive when they're racing you because both of you guys chose the same thing. Track and field, you guys love racing or whatever, it's the same thing. So when a person is in competition with you, they're doing it just because you're doing it. So it's like competitive is sort of like they are trying to match you, and competition is like they're trying to be better than you, if that makes sense. So while you guys are racing, so you guys are competitive, sorry, so you guys are racing each other because you guys both chose the same thing. So when a person is racing you all because you are doing something, well, productive of course, so they try to do the same thing as you, but technically they're not your competitor because they don't, I would say they don't, uh they're not really 100% committed to it. They're just doing it just because you're doing it. And I think that's what affects a lot of people in this generation because they always see everybody else doing it and they're like, oh, let me go do it just to see how it is. It's the same thing like me, for an example. I like buying shoes and whatnot. So most times I go to the shoe store, Foot Locker, go buy my shoes in bulks, and then I will see some people trying to do the same thing. Then when they run out of money, then they're sort of thinking, oh, uh, how's Savon always buying shoes and I'm running out of money? Like, how does he keep doing it? That's the person who is in competition. The ones that are competitive, they love shoes the same like me. They know how to manage their money the same as me, and they know how to spend their money similar as me. So it's like, okay, so we can both buy shoes in bulk and we can still not run out of money. Because I've seen people buy shoes, and the first question they'll ask me, oh, how do you have so much shoes, or how do you have this, and how come you're still, you still have a lot of money? They're not gonna say how come I'm not running out of money. They're probably say how come, like, how are you doing it? But subconsciously that's what I'm getting. Like you're trying to say how I have this much money still, even though I spend way more than you and I save way more than you. And that's a thing where a lot of people, that's what they do, is they find things and they find people to compete with. I guess it's something like a drive in order to uplift themselves, where it's like, okay, they look around and they say, okay, who's doing what, let me go see if I can do the same thing as them. That's a person that is in competition with you. You know, the funniest thing is people who are in competition, they're the ones who just started. So if you have money already and then all of a sudden somebody just start getting money, then all of a sudden you see them looking at you and they're like, oh, I just got this new watch, and then I just got this new chain, and then look at my shoes, and then it's like they're trying to get your attention. That's a person who's competing with you. That's a person who's in competition with you. So the thing is, when people are stunting, they're the ones who are in competition. Now, if you are somewhere and you have a nice shoes on, and then somebody will say, "Oh, nice shoes," and then they start to build conversation with you, then that's probably a person who's competitive, and they probably never see that one before. Because even me, I'm a sneakerhead, and if I see somebody, like even a guy walking around and he's in a nice shoes, I look at him and be like, cool shoes. What number is that, or where did you get that? You know what I mean? And the same thing goes for the other way around. Sometimes when I'm moving around, I can see people asking me, "Oh, where did you get that color?" Especially like guys, they'd be like, "Oh, where you get that color from?" And I'm like, "Well, I got it online." They're like, wait, you did it online?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, because I was in the store and I can't get it." That's how you know competitive. That's how you know competitors versus who's in competition with you. Because someone who's in competition will probably look at it and they'll be like, he think he's better than me because he got that shoes. What do you think that person is gonna go do? They're gonna go take all their money and then they're gonna go see if they can buy a lot of shoes. Because the person who's in competition with you, they're trying to outdo you. If that makes sense. They're not trying to shine with you, they're trying to shine brighter than you. And what happens in these cases sometimes is the ones who are in competition, they burn their money faster because they don't know what you're doing, but they're doing whatever it takes to try to keep up with you. That's a person who's in competition. So they look at you and they say, "You know what? I need to compete with this person. I need to make this person my rival. If I see this person taking 5-6 pictures a month, I need to be doing way more." It's not about doing way more. Now, a person who is competitive, they probably do less than you. So if they're like, okay, this person is taking five pictures a month, the one who's competitive will say, where are they going? And what are they doing? Okay, I see a picture in the airport. I see a picture like you're in the sky. I see a picture like you're at the pool. I see a picture like you're at a resort. And I see a picture like you're at a buffet having a fancy dinner. Okay, where are you and what are you doing? The one who is in competition, oh, I need to go blast all my money. This guy's traveling now. I need to go travel somewhere. And that's what they do. They try to match you. And what they don't understand is they burn their money faster than you. Because if a person is competing with you, it's either they're competitive or they're in competition. And the only way you can get these things and you can know the difference is how they speak, how they carry themselves, and are they running out of money. That's how you can know. Because even especially for me, like most times I do things and I can see people doing the same thing and I know right away. I'm like, you're not my competitor, because you're doing it just because I'm doing it. It's almost the same like I'm a content creator and I'm making videos and I'm posting videos, and some people only they make videos and they post it just because I'm doing it. And then it's like you're in competition with me, but you're not my competitor. And then whenever I'm like, always, because you guys already know me, I'm always consistent. I'm always posting. I always have something happening, and something's always going on. And then those who are in competition, they probably post like once or twice, and then out of nowhere they're like, oh, how do you keep posting? So it's all about the things they say to you. This is how you know. Because whenever a person say like how and why, that's how you know. Because competitors, they focus on where and when. And the ones who are in competition with you focus on how. How are you doing this? And why are you doing this? So you see the difference? Once you sort of break it down, like I said in the beginning, both sides are competing with you. But one's positive and one's negative. The one who's in competition will always run out of money. Because like I say, they look around and they see what everybody else is doing, and then they try to compete with them. Which means I don't think that's the best way a person can actually grow and evolve. Like if you're constantly in competition with somebody, then how can you actually be your best self? Because if you're being in competition with somebody, you're trying, it's like almost like you're trying to mimic them, or you're trying to be like them. And it's like, okay, this person is wearing these type of clothes, then I need to be wearing these type of clothes. And then before you know it, they're running out of money, and then they're still looking at you wondering how you're still moving forward. And now the one who is competitive will see you and they'll be like, Louis Vuitton shoes? And then you will look at them and be like, Dior shoes. And you know what I mean? There's no bad energy there. And then it's like, okay, so we're both on the same level, but we're wearing different things, you know what I mean? And then the ones who are in competition would see you in a Gucci suit and they'll be like, oh, that guy spent $4,000 for a Gucci suit. They go work and they save $4,000, then they go buy a Gucci suit just because you're doing it. Now for you, if you spend that much on a Gucci suit, for sure you got a lot more money. But them, that's the dead money that they got, that they spent, and now they're down $4,000 because they're trying to look similar to you. You see where I'm going? So both sides are trying to compete with you. Competitors, if to make it make more sense, competitors are more like, I would say, if you use sports as an example, like say teams, whether it's like basketball or soccer or football, because one team versus the other team and they both are the same thing but on opposite side. So those are two competitors right there. Nobody's in competition because they both chose the same thing. So once you understand who you are, and once you understand what you're capable of, and once you pick a career and you're dedicated to your career, and then you come across somebody who's doing the exact same thing as you and they're passionate the exact same way as you, that's a competitive person right there. The same for me when I'm out in public moving around and I see like other content creators moving around too, I'm like, that's one of my competitors. Now, if I am out there moving around and I see somebody trying to be like me, then I'll be like, that person is in competition. Being in competition with somebody never really ends well, because I think if you're in competition with somebody, all you're doing is blasting all your money and you're wasting all this time trying to be like them. And you know how hard it is to be like somebody else instead of being yourself? Because those, bro, and the worst thing is, the ones who are in competition, they will never get far, because like the moment they start advancing and the moment they start to feel like, oh, things are happening for me, it's not really happening. They're just trying to match somebody that's on higher heights. So for an example, if somebody's, have a lot of money and they dress very nicely, then the ones who are in competition, they will say, oh, I need to dress similar to this in order to get this much attention. And this is how people destroy themselves trying to be like other people, where it's like, okay, so this person is dressing like this and they're wearing these type of things, so I need to do the same thing in order for to get the same level of attention. But once they don't get the same level of attention, guess what? They already spent all the money already. So if a person is in competition with you, technically I think they don't know who they really are, and they're trying to compete with you in order to use you as a driving force in order for themselves to be better. But what they don't understand is you can't be better and you can't be your best self if you're trying to be like somebody else. Because if you don't know who you are and you don't know what you're capable of, how can you become somebody if you're trying to be like somebody else? So competing with somebody, you're trying to be better than them, but you can't be better than them, if that makes sense. So that's the thing with competitive and competition. A lot of people, they always get it mixed up. They'll say, oh, this person is always in competition with me and everything I'm doing there. It's almost the same like women and makeup. Women who love to wear makeup and enhance their beauty and their feminine and all these things, they will always come across another woman who is the same thing. That's a competitive woman. So they're not trying to be better than nobody, but they want to look best. They want to look the best for themselves, if that makes sense. So she want to put on her makeup and her lip gloss and comb her eyelash and make sure her hair is all nice and make sure she's looking beautiful. And then you got two same girls who are doing the same thing, but they're not trying to be better than nobody. They're just trying to do it to make themselves look beautiful. Those are competitive women. And so another girl who is seeing this girl, you know, she looks nice, her makeup is on fleek, and you know, she's well presentable. Now this girl who's like, I need to go do exactly what she's doing because all the guys seems to love her and all the guys want to date her. So let me go do all these things, spend all this money to be like her. Then all of a sudden, this girl who is blasting all her money, or her boyfriend's money, or some other guy's money, blasting and trying to be like this girl, once she don't get the same attention as the other one, what do you think is going to happen? Because everything's come from within. So that's the thing with competition. So that's the thing with being competitive and being in competition, where a person who's in competition with you, they're trying to be better than you, but a person who's competitive is trying to do the best for themselves, if that makes sense. It's almost like you're trying to be your best self, but you're not trying to be better than nobody else, if that makes sense. For another example, me, I wouldn't classify myself as a bodybuilder, but I am energetic. I have a lot of energy, and I always, ever since I was young, I like working out. I like running. I'm a very active guy. So now that I'm older, I'm in the gym, and I can see like guys looking at me. They probably, I know for a fact, they're probably thinking, what routine is that guy doing? Because most times when I'm there minding my own business and I'm working out, I can see guys, especially some of them, the younger ones, I can see them like every machine that I use, they're using the same thing. They're probably thinking, oh, if that guy look like this, if I use the same machine, I can look like him. You know what I mean? But some guys will say, like I think I made a video once upon a time where it's like a guy was saying to me, oh, how can I have biceps and how can I have abs and how can, because they're curious. And then they will work. That's the thing with competitive people. They are willing to put the work in and the effort in order to become their best self. And a person who is in competition, all they want is the money. All they want is to be better than you. Because they think, oh, if I'm better than this person, then maybe I can get all the attention, and then this person won't get any attention. A person who's in competition, they're the ones that think they have to, I'm trying to not say cutthroat or betray. They're trying to, what's it called? They're trying to get rid of you because they want to be better than you. So they don't believe in, oh, both of us shining at the same time. Sorry, they believe in it's only me. So they look around and they see who's getting all the attention, and they're like, oh, if that person is getting all the attention, once I start to get the attention, then that person won't get no attention. That's what they think, because they don't think, oh, if this person is getting all the attention, if I'm competitive and I'm doing the exact same thing, why can't we both get all the attention? They don't think like that because they're single-minded. They're to them, they want to be number one. So there's no being even, there's no matching, there's no, oh, both of us tag team. No, there's none of that. It's like, it's only me. It's either me or you, sorry. You know, you ever notice the rich are competitive and the rich are collaborating. So the rich are not hating on each other just because they're rich. You'll never see a rich guy saying, oh, I don't like that guy because he's rich. No, the rich guy will say, oh, I don't like that guy because we had a bad business deal. They'll have a valid reason to why they don't like each other. You know what I mean? But the poor, who are narrow-minded, they're probably like, oh, I don't like nobody. This is not working. That's not working. Everything is wrong with them. Because guess what? The poor is too busy competing with each other. Meanwhile, the rich is busy collaborating with each other. Because the poor, they're in competition with each other. As soon as one person get a Jordan, all of them got to go get it. And guess what? Even if they don't got no money, all of them are going to go get the new Jordan. And you see the rich, they'll be like, this shoes is out, but I don't really want to get it right now. I'll wait till it go on sale, or I'll wait because I have this other thing to do. The poor, hell no. If it drops today, they're getting it. Because everybody is in competition with each other. So that's the difference between competitive and competition. Who are competitive are the one who are they chose the same career as you, or they love what they're doing the same as you. And the ones who are in competition, those are the ones who are doing it just because you're doing it and they're trying to be better than you. This is why in jobs or in school, you ever notice the two smartest kids in class, they always talk back and forth, but they never hate each other. They're always debating. If it's like, say, a drama class or English class or literature class or whatever, they're always competing with each other. They're always like, oh, but this and but you know what I mean? But the ones who are in competition, they're the ones who sit down in the back and they're trying to be better than you. And they can't back up anything what they're saying. You know what I mean? So the ones who are competitive, they know how to defend their opinion because they got strong opinion. So they know how to, express what they think and express how they feel. And then the one who's in competition, they always sit down and they're always miserable. And oh yeah, but this and but this and but this and but that. They don't have a strong belief because they're believing whatever it is that everybody else is believing. Because to them, it's like, okay, if everybody's saying this, then I need to say that too. That's a person who is in competition with you. They don't have a strong opinion. So if you ever see two people like in competition, oh, I have to do this because my friend is doing that. No. You don't have to do anything because nobody's doing it. Now, if you love it and you're doing it out of the goodness of your heart and you really enjoy doing it, then for sure, you ever notice you can see two people doing the same thing? Look at how, let's use rappers as an example, how they're always collaborating and they're getting more money together. But you will never see an upcoming rapper who is in competition who's gonna go collaborate. Never see it, because they want to collaborate with those who are already above. And the ones who are below, who is in competition with each other, they're not working with each other. Competition, meaning you're working against each other. That's the thing. Who are competitive, they're working with each other. Now that I said the whole thing out loud, it makes more sense. So the ones who are in competition, it's like verses. So they have to be better than you, and they have to try to do everything in order to overthrow you, because it's all about like power play. Complete garbage. They're not working together. They're not working with each other. Like the ones who are in competition, no. They're working against each other. And this is why the ones who are in competition never get nowhere, and the ones who are competitive always get somewhere. That's the difference between both of them. So both people are competing with you, but one's competitive and the other one is in competition. Once you can identify the difference, then you can know if you can work with them. Because if someone is competitive, then you can work with them. If somebody's in competition with you, they're trying to overthrow you, because to them, they're working against you. And I'm guessing that's how their mind are programmed, where it's like, oh, I need to work against you in order to get rid of you, then I will be number one. If that makes sense. So if you didn't know the difference, you know now. So look around in your circle and look around when you go to work or school or anything, and you can identify the difference. So that's the difference between competitive and competition. I hope this message was useful for some of you guys. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned. I will be back doing more things. You're going to enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out. And don't forget to follow me on social media. I post daily on them.